My name is Julie Allball, and I will be your host for Ohio Weddings. We will share leading tips and information from leading wedding experts. And we will share real weddings from Ohio couples. Welcome back to Ohio Weddings, and I'm here with Megan Myers from the Events Connection. And well, Megan, I am so glad you're here today, but I want everyone to kind of learn what it is that the Events Connection does.
Sure. We are a free resource for girls to really take advantage of when planning their wedding. We want to educate brides and grooms, or couples in general, just on what the available options are for them when planning a wedding. A lot of them have a hard time finding vendors and services that either fit their style or fit their budget. So what we do is we offer a free resource for them to come and learn what the options are and see what's available.
Yeah, I mean, it takes couples so much time to plan their wedding.
Yes.
And what I find with some of the benefits that the Events Connection does, but you also do corporate events and other types of events as well.
Yes, we do. And that's the best part about working with so many different vendors is when you start to look at events in general, the vendors can really be in the light of a wedding and in corporate and in social. It's not just really one that they're able to do. But a photographer, for example, you can take a photographer and they can shoot a wedding, and then they can also come into the corporate world and do headshots for a company, take pictures of their facilities for their website. So a lot of vendor services can be used in all three areas, wedding, social, and corporate. So we make sure when we bring on vendors that they get the opportunity to meet customers in all three areas.
Okay. Yeah. Now, can you kind of tell me what a wedding concierge is?
Sure. Concierge is basically a helping hand to the bride. Again, it's a free service that she gets to take advantage of. It's somebody who's knowledgeable about the industry and is able to inform the bride how to make decisions easier and, again, what her options are. The internet is amazing, but at the same time, it can be overwhelming. And so they will get on there and they'll search, and they don't feel like there's a direct answer. So we are that voice behind the internet. We're a personal contact that they can call or email and really get good information about vendors that are available and, again, meet their style and personality.
Now, I understand you also set up appointments for them?
Yes, yes, we do. So once a customer comes and meets with a concierge and we get a good understanding of what they're looking for, we will then set appointments for them. So they can come to one of our offices in Cincinnati and or Dayton and meet with multiple vendors. Another thing that is nice for couples today is they want to save. They want to save anywhere that they can on money and time. So what we've done is provided a location for multiple vendors to come and meet with the couple. So instead of driving around to different cities, they're able to drive to one location, sit down, and let the shopping come to them. Let the vendors come visit them, so they're able to get more meetings and more appointments in one sitting than they would before.
Mm-hmm. Now, how would that be different than, say, a wedding planner?
We actually work very well with wedding planners, but the difference between a concierge and an event planner, the concierge is, again, a free service, so it's nothing that the bride and groom or the couple have to pay for. They can come in, we'll help them with their vendor appointment scheduling and introducing them to vendors that meet their style and their budget. An event planner is actually going to get more into the details of their timeline, even the event design, and holding their hand a little bit more. So we want to be as helpful and educate couples on what's available to them. But as far as a planner comes, they're going to be there the day of. They're going to be there for a lot more of the details of the event. So again, it's something that's even a service that we refer girls to. If we feel like it's something that they really need to make sure that their day goes over better, then we'll give them a planner or recommend that they meet with one of our planners.
Yeah. So you have several wedding planners
We
that work.
do have several wedding planners, so they're all fabulous. They're all very different. One of the things that we want to do is make sure that the couple matches very well with the personality of a planner. So some people are, more outgoing, or some are more laid back, and we want to make sure that we introduce them to the right planner.
Right. So what are some of the benefits of using the events connections?
Sure. It's one location, again, where they can find multiple services. We offer a variety of vendors, so it's not just one photographer, not just one planner, but again, introducing them to somebody that they're going to be compatible with. It's really important that, come your wedding day, that you have a team of vendors that all represent you, and they're doing it in the best way that they can. So we understand that a girl and a gentleman might need options, so we give them a variety of options when it comes to vendors. And then the appointment scheduling, so keeping them on track with their schedule and just making it more convenient for them.
Mm-hmm. Now you actually they can meet all of the vendors in one location.
Yes. Some of the vendors do have storefronts in other cities, but they have said they're happy to meet with couples at our location. So even if they're not officed at the Event Connections, then they will drive and actually travel to meet with the customers, so that, again, it's more convenient for them.
And you have locations in Cincinnati as well as Dayton.
Yes. Cincinnati, we're in the Reading Bridal District, and in Dayton, we're about 5 minutes from downtown.
Okay. Now, you also can hold weddings and events at the Event Connection in the Dayton location.
Yes. Our location in Dayton, on the bottom floor, we have a venue. So some of the couples that come in and realize that they can actually have their wedding there, it's like the cherry on top. So it's neat that we can help them in all areas. But yes, we do have a venue out of our Dayton location.
And as far as planning like a wedding at the Event Connection, as far as the location, how quickly could they do that?
Very fast. So I think it's budget is really what's going to see how quickly they can. Not everybody has the funds right away to do it, but as far as finding what they need from the site of it, which would be our venue, and then all of the services, that can easily be done in a short period of time. It's just, are the funds available to actually have the wedding?
Okay. So as far as getting more information about the Event Connections, where would they go to find more information?
They can go to either one of our locations. We are open Monday through Saturday, so somebody is always in the office. Or they can also visit our website. So theeventconnections.com has all of our vendors on there. They can set appointments on there. They can get to know a little bit more about the concierge. So our website, and then also social media. We're on Facebook and we're on Twitter. We have a Pinterest board, so all over.
Oh, well, thanks for being with us today, Megan.
Thank you, Julie. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Now we will see the Winter Wedding Showcase.
The Winter Wedding Showcase is an opportunity to introduce what our vendors do here at the Event Connections. We've got over 60 vendors that are part of us, so we just like to have a special occasion. So we throw a reception once a year, so where they can come out and actually see how a reception would work. And instead of a traditional show where maybe you have just booth, we actually let the vendors do what they do. So, we've got the tent set up, primetime party rental set up a tent, set up like a reception. We actually introduce couples. We do all kinds of fun things. The caterers are out there. So, and then people are giving away prizes. We like to sort of let everybody know what fun's going on here, and we like to be known as maybe one of the most fun shows that they might go to during the season.
I told you that we had a guest today, and our guest is Maggie Rowe, used to be Maggie Wilhoit, and she was our winner of the $25,000 last year. Is Maggie in the house? Here she is. I just asked Maggie to come up real quick and just say a couple of things. She's not going to go into big depth, but just let everybody know the experience that you had, and if you had fun, and how the concierge worked with you, and all the vendors.
Hi guys, my name is Maggie, and like Megan said, I won the giveaway last year. And I'm just here to tell you that this is real and it's legit. I didn't believe it for like a week that I actually won. The vendors were amazing, and they truly made my experience so much easier. So good luck to everyone, and I'm really excited. Oh. And to read about my experience, you can go to the Wedding Connection website and read all about my wedding experience with the Connection.
And our $25,000 wedding package winner for 2013 is on its way.
Weddings in the Hocking Hills were dazzling Beauty Mary's extraordinary locations. Ohio's Hocking Hills offers rehearsal dinner, wedding, and reception sites wrapped in breathtaking natural splendor. There are sparkling waterfalls as gorgeous as a bridal veil. Your free Hocking Hills wedding planning kit is waiting for you. Visit www.1800hocking.com/weddings or call 1-800-HOCKING.
Welcome back to Ohio Weddings. I'm here with Bill and Mildred, the $25,000 winners of the event Connection. Welcome.
Thank you.
And I should say congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, how did you guys meet initially?
We were 4 or 5 years old. I'm 8 months older than she is. And she reminded me about being at her house. And that, like I said, 4 or 5 years of age, that's what she reminded me of. And then when she was 10 or 11, she had a birthday and invited some people in the neighborhood. And I don't know if I called her or she called me into the post office, and we kissed, and she went out, and I called her in, back in, and I went out, and she called me back in. Her sister was probably 7 or 8. I think their parents were gone because we were at her house.
Yeah. So you guys knew each other when you were very young, and then like 60 years later, you reconnected?
Mm-hmm. It's just like when you ask the question, how did you meet? It's just like we've always been, you know, from
Around each other.
my earliest remembrances. You know, our families were very, very close, and we lived a block apart. It was just always me, Billy, and Margie. That's his sister. And she's my best friend, but she's remained my best friend throughout all these years.
Wow.
And I've seen her, but he and I were separated. And I saw him out of 62 years about 3 times.
Wow. So as far as, I mean, you won this $25,000 prize for your wedding. Now, what has the experience been like with the Event Connection? I guess you've already met with some of the staff?
Yes, it's been wonderful. It has been absolutely wonderful. I just had the feeling that all the feelings that I was having, they were experiencing them with me. But I had been feeling so overwhelmed because I've been married, but I've never had anything of this magnitude. As I read down all those things that they were going to do, and we were out there talking, just the enthusiasm and the way that the warmth and the feeling that I knew that they really are going to do their best for me. And it's just unbelievable. It's like a dream come true. And I keep waiting to wake up. And this isn't true, but it's wonderful. And I met with, I've been under a lot of pressure. People are wanting to know, well, what's going to happen and when. And actually, I know nothing about planning a wedding. So when I went out yesterday, we met with the planners, and she told me, she said, everything is planned. You have your vendors. So she said, the people that are questioning you, they simply want to help you. Said, but you don't have to feel pressure because we've got it covered. And I just
So you're so relieved. Well,
Yes.
and planning a wedding can take a long time to plan. Now, as far as what you envision for your day and with the wedding planners, have you talked a little bit about what your day will look like?
Yes. We're going to be married at Magnolia Estates, which I have never been to that site. But a lot of people tell me that it's very beautiful, especially during the summer and the early fall. So it's going to be an outdoor wedding. And then they told me the venue, but then they asked me, and which I really appreciated, what do you want to see happen? And I told them, I want to be married. I have bridesmaids. I want to have the flower girls, who are my granddaughters, and my grandson's going to be the ring bearer. And first I thought, this is, I don't want to do this, but I do want to do this. Yeah. And
well,
I'm very excited
wonderful.
because of our age. Some people were just a little cynical, but I am just very excited about it. And all the people there were excited for us. And I just want the time to hurry and come.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today. And I want to follow your story as when you had the wedding day. And congratulations on winning the $25,000 prize. And we will be back with more Ohio weddings.
Entertainment Unlimited Events, the leader in event decor. So much to do. Planning your wedding can be overwhelming. This is your day, and we are ready to assist you in any and every way we can to make this a day to remember. We customize our decor to fit your style and vision, be it traditional elegance or the latest trend. Entertainment Unlimited Events is the leader in wedding decor and event planning.
Welcome back to Ohio Weddings. I'm here with Mickey Dudas from AAA Travel. Welcome.
Thank you. Nice to be here, Julie.
Yes. Can we kind of talk about the top wedding destinations this year?
Absolutely. And, it's so exciting to help people plan a honeymoon. And, of course, the destinations that probably come to mind is warm weather destination, beautiful beaches. So out of our area, really the Punta Cana down in Dominican Republic is extremely popular. It offers a lot of affordable choices and affordable luxury, which is important for honeymoon couples. Another destination, of course, is Cancun, the Riviera Maya, that area. Again, it offers plenty of activities, sports, lots of different type of restaurants. And of course, honeymoon couples are looking for all-inclusive resorts, and then some look for boutique type of resorts to stay.
Now, as far as like the hurricane season, do you have some locations that you would recommend during that time?
Absolutely. Of course, when people tend to come in and they say, we're looking at getting married and maybe from July through October, which is traditionally hurricane season, we're going to make some suggestions. And if their heart is set for a Caribbean honeymoon getaway, we go to the ABCs, Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. They are the most unlikely to ever experience a hurricane. The islands themselves are pristine. They offer, all the amenities that you see in the other Caribbean islands, but without the risk of having to navigate a hurricane potential.
Yes, I remember being in New York recently, and that's when Hurricane Sandy.
I have to tell you, we don't normally think of hurricanes hitting that far north or into the United States, but hurricane season obviously can strike during that season, so we do work with honeymoon couples to try to minimize that as being a risk.
Well, let's talk a little bit about insurance in cases like Hurricane Sandy or, other things
all the
that
other
might
things. People tend to think if they're going on a honeymoon, there's nothing that's going to prevent them from going. They're in love and, they're going on their honeymoon despite anything. The fact of the matter is there's a lot of things that can prevent you from going on a honeymoon. Some that you can't anticipate. Weather, of course, but, there's medical conditions. We've had one case where a house was flooded. So taking the precaution of taking insurance out is a wise and prudent investment. Because some honeymoons are expensive, $3,000 to $4,000 or $5,000, which you cannot easily replace. So when we work with honeymoon couples, we give them all the benefit and the knowledge that we have of why it's a good investment for them to consider trip cancellation and interruption insurance.
Yes. Now, as far as cost-saving tips. What kinds of things would you recommend for those couples who maybe are cutting back maybe on the honeymoon and
Right. You know, there's a honeymoon for any budget. You know, we see everything from a little bungalow getaway to, you know, a very expensive excursion to, say, Croatia, to Europe. But there are things you can do to minimize and work with your budget. In some cases, it's simple as choosing to leave maybe on a Monday as opposed to leaving on the weekend. That can help provide some savings for your airfare. Another tip, everybody, you know, they fall in love with these ideas of all-inclusive resorts and where they can travel to, but sometimes it's looking at the resort and the all-inclusive. If you're not a golfer, then maybe that's not a resort that you should look at, because obviously you're going to be paying a per diem for golf benefits, or if you're not a tennis player. So in that case, that can minimize some of the costs that you really don't need to spend. Sometimes the all-inclusive resort is not really what fits your vision of what your honeymoon is. If you're into the water sports, but maybe you're not going to scuba dive. So I'd like to say that we tailor and customize a honeymoon based on the budget. And of course, your travel agent, which you're really, I guess, getting, is the value and benefit of their knowledge and their expertise. We're going to help sort through all the definitions of the destination and where you really want to maximize your dollars for the honeymoon.
Yeah, and it's funny because I just met a videographer recently who does destination weddings, and he was talking about all the couples who wanted sunset weddings and they had it on the East Coast. They weren't really thinking.
Right. And again, it illustrates why you want to work with a travel professional or another professional. You know, honeymoons are too important to mess up. So that's where it's wise, and so many times our services are free. So you're well advised to shop and come to a travel agent. You know, most of our honeymooners are referrals. I love it when I hear that we've had generation of honeymooners. You know, you help my parents' friends or their anniversary, and that's really how we acquire a lot of our honeymoon couples that come to AAA.
Yes, I find it very interesting what you talk about with the benefits of using someone from AAA, because many times couples are using just websites. And
you know, and it's just, in all honesty, a website can be navigating like a brochure, something like this. The brochure has the pretty pictures, but you may not realize how many times properties change ownership. Maybe there's renovations. Again, these are the things that your trusted travel professional is going to provide you, is that information.
Yes, I find that that's very important. I mean, no one wants to have their special day. They want it to be exactly what they anticipated.
And as much care as you know, couples plan their weddings, or if it's a wedding destination, honeymoon is extremely important, and the travel professional is going to help you navigate those details to ensure, as much as we can, a hassle-free but a flawless and memorable honeymoon.
Yeah. Now, where can they get more information, like some of the brochures,
Sure.
or maybe even set up an appointment?
And you know, again, thank you for that. Appointments are so important, and we really do feel that our honeymoon couples really need to spend the time. AAA.com is the website they can visit, get some general information, and then that can give them, if they don't already have an affiliation with a AAA travel professional, a travel agent, they can get a referral. The honeymoon couple, though, we'd like to invite them in, hopefully to sit down and spend some time to qualify really what they are seeking and what they're looking for in a honeymoon. Because again, although I say our top destinations are the beach resorts, we have people that come in and they want to do Alaska, or they want to do an extensive trip to Italy and the Amalfi Coast, or Paris, the city of love. So it really does run the gamut, and again, we can plan a honeymoon picture perfect within any budget.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for allowing me to come and spend some time with you, Julie.
Yes. And that is the end of our show. Now see the winners of last year's $25,000 prize from the Event Connection. See Andrew and Maggie.